After all, K-pop idols have historically been associated with agencies that handle almost every aspect of their careers, from their schedules and appearances to endorsements and even small personal details. However, what has recently caught the attention of fans and industry observers alike is the perception that Jungkook has started stepping beyond this structured system and making independent choices, some of which appear to have been taken without direct approval or coordination from HYBE. This kind of move is not just unusual in the K-pop framework, it challenges the very structure that has long defined the industry. To fully understand the weight of Jungkook's decision, it's important to look at several layers. How the K-pop management system works, why Jungkook's action feels groundbreaking, how it reflects on HYBE's role as a global entertainment giant, and what this might signal for the future of individual idol autonomy. Understanding the traditional K-pop system. In K-pop, agencies are typically the ultimate decision-makers. Artists under these companies often work under strict contracts that regulate their schedules, appearances, and branding. Historically, this system has been effective in creating polished, world-class stars who present a unified image to the public. For instance, promotional activities, interviews, public appearances, and brand partnerships are usually filtered through the agency. In this setup, idols rarely act independently in their professional capacity. While they may have some freedom in personal life, anything that touches public image or commercial visibility is usually monitored and approved. For an artist of Jungkook's global caliber, one who represents not just himself but the BTS brand and HYBE's reputation, any unsanctioned move could have consequences ranging from financial impact to public relations complications. And yet, Jungkook seems to have chosen to do something outside of this expected framework. The significance here is not simply the act itself, but what it represents. A moment of deviation from the highly systemized K-pop structure. Jungkook's action. What counts as without permission? When discussions arise around Jungkook making a move without HYBE's permission, this can take several possible forms. It could mean unplanned appearances. For instance, showing up at an event or in public in a way that wasn't orchestrated by HYBE. Given the importance of carefully crafted exposure in K-pop, such spontaneity is unusual. Collaborations or interactions. Perhaps collaborating with another artist, brand, or influencer without HYBE's immediate involvement. In the K-pop system, cross-industry collaborations are generally handled with contracts, approvals, and PR strategies. If Jungkook sidestepped that process, it signals independence. Public communication, posting, streaming, or directly engaging with fans without prior agency vetting. While social media gives idols a direct channel, agencies often coordinate timing and content. Jungkook has been known to act spontaneously, which makes this plausible. Unannounced travels or commitments. Moving across countries or attending events without it being part of HYBE's official schedule also fits into the without permission category. What matters here is not the specific act itself, but how it's interpreted. In an industry that thrives on structure, even a small deviation feels like a big disruption. Why Jungkook doing this is different. Jungkook's influence is not the same as that of a rookie idol or even a mid-level star. He is one of the most recognized K-pop artists globally, with a reach that extends into Western music industries, fashion, and international media. When Jungkook does something independently, it has ripple effects. Global media attention. His actions are not just reported in South Korean entertainment outlets, but also in international news and entertainment media. What he does is instantly analyzed for meaning. Brand sensitivity. Jungkook represents major brands like Calvin Klein. His independent choices could overlap or even conflict with contractual obligations. Fan reaction. BTS's fandom, ARMY, is one of the largest and most organized fan groups in the world. A single move from Jungkook can shift online narratives, trending topics, and even stock speculation regarding HYBE. Thus, Jungkook's decision to act without HYBE's permission is not simply a personal choice, it becomes a cultural and industry-wide talking point. The possible motivations behind this step. Why would Jungkook take such a bold move? Several explanations can be considered. Seeking autonomy. After years under a strict management system, Jungkook may be exploring ways to express independence. BTS members are no longer in their debut era. They are established global figures. For Jungkook, this may be the time to assert personal agency over his image and career path. Creative control. Artists often feel the need to break free from rigid systems to pursue creativity on their own terms. By stepping outside of HYBE's pre-approved boundaries, Jungkook may be experimenting with how much creative freedom he can claim. Testing industry boundaries. Given his influence, Jungkook is in a position to test the system without facing the same risks that younger idols might. If anyone can shift norms, it is someone with his level of global power. Responding to fans, Jungkook has always had a reputation for directly engaging with fans. His unplanned or unapproved actions might stem from wanting to connect authentically outside of corporate control. Industry reactions and implications. The entertainment industry, both in Korea and internationally, will likely interpret Jungkook's actions in multiple ways. For HYBE, it may signal challenges in maintaining centralized control. While this could be seen as risky, it also shows the strength of Jungkook's personal brand, which can function independently of corporate frameworks. For other agencies, it sets a precedent. If Jungkook can operate with some autonomy, other top idols may seek the same flexibility. This could lead to shifts in agency-artist relationships across the industry. For brands, they may start reconsidering how they approach idols. Instead of relying solely on agencies, direct relationships with artists might become more common. For fans, it reinforces the sense of authenticity. Fans often want to believe that idols are expressing themselves genuinely, not just through scripted appearances. Jungkook's actions provide that sense of realness. Comparing Jungkook with other global artists, in Western pop culture, it's not unusual for artists to make independent decisions. Singers like Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber frequently take actions without label intervention. They may announce surprise projects, interact directly with fans, or show up in unexpected places. For K-pop idols, however, this kind of freedom has rarely been normalized. Jungkook's move narrows the gap between K-pop and Western practices. It demonstrates that Korean idols, too, can exert control over their careers even within the rigid K-pop structure. This comparison also underscores Jungkook's role as a bridge between the two industries. His global presence has already positioned him uniquely, and his actions further highlight the hybrid nature of his career. Risks and rewards. Breaking from structure always comes with risks. For Jungkook, these include contractual conflicts. If his action conflicts with agreements, it could trigger financial or legal disputes. Public relations misinterpretation. Independent moves could be misunderstood, sparking rumors of tension with HYBE. Brand relations. Spontaneous actions might clash with brand campaigns or create complications in image management. Yet, the rewards can outweigh these risks. Greater personal freedom. Jungkook strengthens his autonomy as an artist. Stronger global identity. His independence resonates with Western fans who value individuality. Industry influence. Jungkook becomes a pioneer in reshaping how idols operate in the entertainment system. What this signals for the future. Jungkook's independent move is not an isolated event, but part of a larger trend. As K-pop globalizes, idols will likely seek more control over their careers. Agencies like HYBE may need to adjust their models to accommodate this shift. For Jungkook, this step solidifies his status as not just a member of BTS, but as a cultural force capable of setting new industry norms. His ability to move beyond agency approval suggests that the future of K-pop could involve more artist-driven decisions, where idols are not just performers, but also entrepreneurs of their own careers. This system worked because it created predictability. Agencies could design entire groups with specific concepts and ensure idols fit into a unified vision. For many years, fans accepted this system as the K-pop way. But in Jungkook's case, the dynamic looks different. He is no longer just a trainee or a rising star who relies on an agency to reach the public. Instead, he is already a global name. In this new reality, the balance of power naturally shifts from the company to the artist. Jungkook as a case study in power shift. The fact that Jungkook can take actions without HYBE's permission and still thrive shows that he has reached a level of autonomy most K-pop idols could only dream of. Let's break this down. Brand value beyond HYBE. Jungkook's personal brand is now strong enough to exist independently of HYBE. Fans follow him, not just the company's curated version of him. This means his influence is marketable, with or without agency management. Direct fan engagement. Through platforms like Weverse, Instagram, and live streams, Jungkook directly communicates with millions of fans worldwide. This allows him to bypass agency-approved channels and build a direct, unfiltered relationship with his audience. Western market acceptance. Unlike most idols, Jungkook has successfully penetrated the Western entertainment landscape. He is invited to global fashion campaigns, his music has topped international charts, and he is recognized by mainstream Western media. This makes him less dependent on Korean entertainment structures. Leverage in negotiations. Because Jungkook's presence significantly impacts HYBE's market value, especially considering BTS's stock effect, he holds leverage. If he takes actions without prior approval, HYBE cannot simply punish or restrict him without facing backlash from fans, investors, and media. How this challenges HYBE's authority. HYBE is not just a traditional agency. It is now a global entertainment corporation with multiple labels, acquisitions, and international partnerships. Maintaining centralized control over its biggest star is both crucial and complicated. When Jungkook operates outside their approval system, it puts HYBE in a delicate position. Public relations risk. If HYBE tries to rein in Jungkook too tightly, it could appear controlling and damage its global reputation as a modern, artist-friendly company. Financial risk. Restricting Jungkook could lower HYBE's brand value, considering how heavily his name is tied to Calvin Klein campaigns, international recognition, and social media presence. Cultural risk. Fans want to see idols as authentic individuals. If HYBE is perceived as stifling Jungkook, it risks alienating the fandom. Thus, Jungkook's independent move isn't just a small act of rebellion. It forces HYBE to reconsider how much power it really has over its biggest artist. The bigger industry implications. What Jungkook is doing could set a precedent for others. If the youngest member of BTS, once known for following the company's system diligently, can step out and act independently. What prevents other top idols from doing the same? Idol autonomy as a new norm. If Jungkook's actions prove successful, agencies across Korea may need to offer idols more freedom. Otherwise, they risk losing talent to competitors or damaging their reputations. Shift in contract structures. Future contracts may start granting idols more independence, especially those with proven track records. Instead of being tightly controlled, idols may negotiate for creative and personal freedom, similar to Western artists. Rise of artist-led careers. Some idols may even explore establishing their own management systems or companies once they gain enough fame. This has already happened with soloists in Korea, but could become more common among idol group members. New agency-artist balance. Agencies may start acting more like partners or facilitators rather than strict controllers. The balance of power would tilt toward a more collaborative model. Fan culture's role in shaping power. An important factor in this shift is fan culture. ARMY, BTS's fandom, plays a critical role in supporting Jungkook's independence. Unlike the early days of K-pop, when fans mostly consumed content passively, today's fandoms are highly organized, vocal, and globally connected. Fans trend independent actions. Whenever Jungkook takes spontaneous steps like unplanned live streams or public appearances, fans amplify the impact by trending hashtags and sharing content globally. Fans support autonomy. The fandom often encourages Jungkook's authenticity, praising him when he steps outside scripted systems. Fans pressure agencies. If HYBE were to react negatively to Jungkook's independence, fans would likely defend him, creating a PR battle the company could not afford to lose. Thus, the power balance is not just between Jungkook and HYBE, but also involves fans as a third force. Together, Jungkook and his fandom hold significant leverage. Comparisons to other global figures. To understand the magnitude of this shift, it's helpful to compare Jungkook with global counterparts. Taylor Swift versus record labels. Swift famously fought for her masters, proving that an artist could go against the industry and still thrive. Jungkook's independence resonates with this same spirit of reclaiming control. Beyoncé's direct control. Beyoncé manages her image with precision, often bypassing traditional media to communicate directly with fans. Jungkook's direct live streams and unplanned interactions reflect a similar trajectory. Western celebrities' independence. In Hollywood, it is common for stars to operate outside studio approval. Jungkook brings this model into the K-pop industry, blending Western independence with Korean idol culture. These comparisons show that Jungkook is aligning himself with the global standard of artist autonomy rather than the traditional K-pop structure. Risks of challenging power. Of course, this shift does not come without risks. By stepping outside HYBE's permission, Jungkook risks tension with management. Even if HYBE doesn't publicly react, internal strain could exist. Overexposure. Without agency planning, Jungkook could face risks of burnout or overexposure. Industry backlash. Other agencies or figures in the industry might resist this new precedent to protect their existing systems. But these risks are counterbalanced by Jungkook's unique position. He is too globally valuable for HYBE to restrict harshly, and too powerful to be ignored by the industry. The long-term significance. In the long run, Jungkook's move is less about a single act and more about the redefinition of power in the idol world. For years, idols were dependent on agencies for everything. Jungkook shows that the equation can now be reversed. Agencies may be just as dependent on idols, especially when they reach a global level of influence. This signals a paradigm shift in the entertainment industry, from agency-led idol careers to idol-led career strategies, from top-down control to negotiated partnerships, from idol dependency on companies to companies depending on idols for survival